Good morning, guys. Good morning, and welcome to the stream. Sorry, I was concentrating on this aircraft here. So, as promised, this is a FSEconmy GA flight that we're doing. In fact, there's going to be 1, 2, 3 hops in total. I'll just quickly run through a couple of things here with you in voice. Good morning. Good morning. Right, so we're going to let this engine just warm up a little bit. Okay, just to recap, because I think I was muted at the time, I'm just going to show you the nav map. This is what we are facing at this moment. We've got 3 assignments. We've got a couple of passengers to fly to our first hop. Then we're going to pick up more passengers that need to actually come back to this side. But we're going to take them with us to that airport, and then we're going to have a nice big party to fly back to Juneau. And that's how the cookie crumbles in this flight. And just to give you a quick overview, that's FSEconmy over there. These are our assignments, and we stand to make a couple of bucks from it. Just actually put the mouse on there. So we're carrying a total possible income of $14,490. George. No problem, no problem. Ryan, dit gaan goed, dankie. Guys, if you were not stalking me, I wouldn't be doing this. I promise you, if I had no viewers, I would seriously not even worry about streaming. So you are most welcome. Please, you're part of the family, so just enjoy it with me. Right, so going to push our fuel full forward, and seems we almost ready to go here. This is not a real-time flight, by the way, and we're also not using real weather. In real time, it's about midnight in Juneau, and also the weather is like pouring. There's one hell of a storm there. So I'm just using ordinary preset in X-Plane just to have some ability to fly here. Easy HD, that's true. I've done some grinding already. I've got over 700 subscribers, so I don't think it's going to happen easy that there won't be any viewers. I'm just saying, the guys shouldn't feel bad for popping around. Felix, no, I have not invested in ultra weather. I'm still using the FS enhancer textures. I'm using Active Sky for X-Plane, and I've obviously got X-Vision preset, and that's how I roll at this point in time. No, we gave up VATSAF a long time ago. I will not associate myself with VATSAF ever again unless I'm either bribed or forced to. And that will be forced at gunpoint or something, because out of my own free will it will never happen again. What, George? What are you referring to in the impact on frame rates? I don't have any impact. It's a long story. I'm not going to go into it publicly. I just don't appreciate what they did to me, so they can find another lucky to do their work for them, not me. I found a new home. I must be honest, I'm very happy with everything that I'm doing and what I've accomplished. And if I got stuck at VATSAF, I would not be able to do what I do today. So without wasting any more time on that, let's get going. Thank you, Felix. Right, this engine is mighty powerful, so if I look like I'm struggling to taxi, I am, because I continuously fight against the power. I'm almost fully feathered on this prop, and it just wants to go. It just doesn't have brakes, unless you step on them. You know what I mean? It really just wants to move. Good morning, John.
Good morning to you, son.
How are you?
Top of the bill.
Great stuff.
We're live, are we?
Yes, you are live. If you want to say something private, you must just warn me, then I'll mute quickly.
Okay.
Felix, my top 3 GA at this point in time is my Coronado 208, my Robin, and this aircraft. These are the 3 GA ones that I actually fly. I haven't flown the 208 in a long time. I did an update on it the other day. I haven't even tried it. So in FSEconmy, I own this aircraft, so it's in my own benefit to fly this one in FSE. And in the Robin that you probably saw, did not see, there are some videos where I flew around in Cape Town area 3 weekends ago, which will show you how I fly that one. Can't say I do. I can't say I remember you, unfortunately. If we start speaking, I'll probably go, yes, 1 second later, but not familiar right now. Basil, the name Basil is familiar to me. So if you are Basil here, then I know you are one of the nice guys. Alright, so you cannot put this prop to full forward at all. Otherwise you're going to get into some trouble, and there we go. Let's actually do it properly. Alright, there we go. Okay, well, once we're in the air and the autopilot's running, we can actually quickly talk about FSE there. You know what? We actually just set up the autopilot so we don't run into issues later. We're gonna arm the FD there. We need to go up to 9,500, and this is a little quirky thing. You can't turn the small knob in the big screen. You have to come to the side. So there's 9.5. We're going to use a vertical speed of approximately 1,000 to start off with, and then we're going to obviously go on nav mode. Alright, I'll talk you guys through FSE in a second. Let's get going and enjoy some of the views, and we can get to that nitty-gritty stuff. It's actually quite nice. There are things that I really want to scream about in terms of a lot of things, but I don't want to be too negative the whole time. This is a beautiful area to fly in. The weather is nice and all, and like I said, this is preset weather because it's raining like hell over here in real world. That's it. It's a beautiful area. I really need to come and make some ortho for this area. That's beautiful. Wow. John, have you got the stream running there on your big screen?
Si, senor.
I wanted to fly to Ketchikan, you know, that multi-level runway airport, and there were only 2 assignments, so I was going to run at a loss, and that's one of the things about FSEconmy. It's obviously a business now. You need to make a profit. There's no point in flying a route in an aircraft that runs into the negative because you're going to run out of money. So unfortunately I couldn't go that route. And the young lady is with me again, John, just as a matter of interest.
Well, make sure you keep your hands to yourself.
I'm busy flying. And look, she's very, very good too. She's got the hands on her lap, holding tight there.
She looks as if she's hanging onto a property.
Look how she's checking that mountain. She says, you know there's a mountain in front of us, right? You know that? Yeah, come on, pay attention. There we go. We are gonna make that. Right, so I just want to get back on track here. 100% John. And then we'll wait for John to come back and then I'll quickly run through the whole FSEconmy thing with you guys. Felix, no, you can start in anything. I'll show you just now. There's no ranking system. Alright, it mimics the economy of having a commercial pilot's license and what you can do with that. That's the gist of it. So I'll show you how it works just now. Right, so we've just gone to autopilot and it must just get on track there. Hi, Kevin. Basil, sorry, not sure if I answered you. Yes, this is X-Plane. I hardly fly any other simulator anymore. It's just not comparable. This is home now. Okay, well, sorry, then the association was obviously made incorrectly. Easy HD. I'll just stick to calling you that. George, no, FSE is freeware. It's a whole free system. Thank you, Ryan.
I'm ready. Let's go.
Oh, somebody's ready in the background. That's the countdown timer. Thank you. You woke up late. I'm using Streamlabs OBS. That's the Streamlabs one. The normal OBS is too restrictive and you've got to spend way too much time to get the same results. Slops has got most of everything built in already, so it's point and click, fill in the blanks, and there you go. I have a face cam, I just don't use it. I don't feel comfortable having my face all over the place here like the other streamers do. You know, one of those things, just not me.
We all know who you are anyway, Nico.
Yeah, you can see my picture on Facebook if you really want to see what I look like. It's not difficult to find any pictures of me. I showed my wife the other day. Just Google your name. It's amazing what the internet knows about you guys. Just be careful. Yeah, I'm afraid I'll scare people away. You know, if my wife would come and sit, yeah, I might get more, you know, viewers. But she doesn't want to do that. We've tried. We've discussed it already. It's a personal preference. I don't subscribe to most of the junk that you know, is floating around. Yeah, I'm not a guy that follows fashions and stuff. I make my own ways. So yeah, it could be more interactive, but it's not for me. You know, one day I'll change my mind. I think one of the things that would be nice would be a green screen, you know, so that I would blend into the cockpit, like what Andre at XP Aviator does, and a couple of these other guys like Dirka and so on. You know, I mean, that would be fine, I suppose. That will make it look better. But I mean, who wants to stare at my wall and all the stuff behind me? You know, it doesn't make sense right now.
Nico.
Yeah.
Active Sky.
Yes.
You said a few minutes ago that you use the textures of
Yes.
Active Sky. Are those the standard textures or the included set that you can install?
No, you misunderstood. I said I don't use anything apart from the weather injection from Active Sky. I use FS Enhancer clouds, just like what we installed for you. Alright, so I use FS Enhancer clouds. You can, if you want to, go to your Active Sky, click on textures and then use the high performance set. I mean, on your system you can use the high quality set. You won't know the difference in terms of loss of frame rates and things because of your huge system that you've got. But I tried it, I liked it, but I prefer my FS Enhancer clouds.
Okay, I just needed that clarified.
Yeah, no worries. Okay, so while everybody is here, let me quickly give you guys a rundown on FSEconmy. Yeah, but also now think about this. I do training almost every day of my life where people sit and watch me, where we either do private stuff or broadcast stuff and so on. Alright, so if I have all this clutter on my screen just to try and make it look good, nobody's going to see the knobs I turn, and nobody's going to see. I mean, I'm going to constantly have a battle between moving my head around, showing guys, and then re-showing guys because a stupid yoke was now displayed over what the guys needed to see. So it's impractical. It's not practical when you are a teacher. It's very good when you're an entertainer. I'm not an entertainer. I don't do this to entertain people to get the entertainment kick out of it. So for me, that's still a dead loss. And Felix, yes, this is the Garmin 1000 from X-Plane that's built into this aircraft. Alright, let's get my browser back open. Okay, so with FSEconmy, basically what it does is it gives you an economical system where you can then fly GA mainly. They have a few years ago introduced some Airbus A320s and Boeing 738s into the system. Most guys I know who can fly these things hawk them, so the chances of you getting a proper flight with your Zebo in here is there, but it's slim, and you're gonna have to speak to the guys who actually, hunt those assignments to see how they actually do it. So I'm not gonna bother about that. Easy HD, no I don't. I do training on the Zebo. I'm involved with the whole Zebo program, so that's where my concentration is, and I might still do a jar design here and there, but that's it. I don't do training on any other planes. yeah, you mean Jacques made delivery. Yeah, no, thank you. It's a very good one, and he's a good guy. Alright, so what now happens with FSEconmy is you basically, the idea behind it is you've got a commercial pilot's license. You can now either join a airline or a small charter company that you know of somebody. I used to have one, I've deleted it. I don't have people flying for me, so there was no point in having it. Or you could simply start off with your commercial pilot's license and start looking for assignments. Alright, so typically what you would do is you would go to an airport, you would select an airport, let's say Cape Town for instance. Oh, that's the wrong button. Go to Cape Town. So this is just an example. Alright, so when you get to the airport that you want to fly from, you will see that there are many assignments there. And if you scroll down, you will also see the available aircraft that is at that airport of your choice. Alright, so I would start with the beginning. Walkjo, good day. I would start with whatever aircraft is there. If there isn't an aircraft that you own, because you have to own the aircraft in terms of in your X-plane, you can't tell the system, I'm flying a DC-3 but you're flying the Zebo kind of a thing, it's not gonna work for you. So if you have a DC3 and you see, oh yes, there is a DC3, you can match the two obviously, and then you can either rent it dry or rent it wet. Wet just means it comes with fuel, and dry means you've got to purchase your own fuel. Alright, so you would then literally click on rent the aircraft. It will then go into your flight, which we'll show you just now, and from there on you will then decide where are you going to fly to. On the left hand side it will show you the value in dollars. This is obviously virtual FSE dollars that you can possibly make. Now the trick here is you've got to now be careful. You can't fly 48 passengers in a DC3. It can take 29. So that assignment is above and beyond you. You can't get to that assignment. So you can either then, let's fly to George, right? So what you do is then you select FAGG up to there. So you've got 2, 4, 5, and for there's 9 passengers, which means you've got 20 seats left. So you can now start using your own savvy here, and you can start building a route. So you can fly from George, and then you can fly to Overberg, and then you can fly to Langebaan. So you can literally build your own charter assignment, fly from one airport to another, which is what I've done in FSEconmy today. So let's go to the next section, which is your flight then. So I selected all my passengers that I want to fly, and you will see some are located in Genoa and some are located somewhere else. Right, there's 2 other airports involved here. Alright, and this is where you've now got to be clever. You've got to decide in which order do you fly them. Is it financially viable to fly them? Are you going to make money? Are you barking up the wrong tree here? What are we looking at? And this is now where a little map can then come into, obviously. So I'll show you a little nav map. Just need to get it on my screen as well. Alright, so my assignments were from Genoa over there, right, and the first bunch goes to this airport. At this airport we're going to deliver a bunch of guys, pick up a new set of guys as well. These guys that we're going to pick up at this airport are not going to that airport, they're actually going back to Genoa. But I can't fly from here to there to Genoa and then back. That's not financially viable, and then the economy is broken. So what you need to now obviously do is load them up. Make sure you've got enough room in your aircraft. Make sure that your aircraft can handle the load. Alright, and I'll show you all those things later on as well. Then we fly to that airport. We're then going to deliver the last batch of guys that actually came from Genoa initially. So that's first drop off and pick up, and then the next drop off. There's nobody at that airport that needs to come back to Genoa, but the guys that needs to come back to Genoa already got on there. So you've got to just do the math a little bit, you know, to see can the aircraft handle it. And then obviously because it's going to look at your fuel, it's going to force you to refuel at some point in time if you don't have enough fuel. Okay, Felix, we'll see you later if you come back. I'm going to be here for probably an hour or so flying this route, so enjoy. Alright, so that's the basics of it. You know, I mean, you've got to now fly the passengers and get them safely to your destination, and then you'll obviously get your money, you know, you'll get paid for it, which brings us back to the next section. Alright, so in the section just below your flight, you can actually see how many seats are available, how many seats have been taken. You can also see the packs that have been loaded. Those are the ones that are grayed out. That's in flight right now. Those ones can't be loaded, so they'll get loaded once we get to Charlie Bravo Uniform 2. Alright, it also shows you the amount of money that you can make completing the whole bunch of assignments. Alright, so in your aircraft, this is where you can now work your aircraft. Over here you will get a refuel or a cancel button where you can then cancel and pick another aircraft, or you can click on a refuel, and then you have a certain scale that you have to fill up to. all right, in terms of your gas there. So then what you can also do is you can actually click on the aircraft, and this will now tell you what the capacities are, what the consumption is in an hourly basis, how many seats there are. Now you've got to remember you are one person, so you can load 9 packs plus yourself because it's only a 10-seater. And then over here it shows you your current payload capacity. So depending on how much fuel you've got loaded, it will give you a certain amount of passengers that you can carry or not carry. All right, so you can then work everything out. And here's your aircraft log. So it will show you who's flown it. If you can actually, if you buy an aircraft in FSE, you can actually rent it out at an hourly rate as well. And then this is what's happened here. You can see there's other guys that have actually used this aircraft. You know, a couple of guys have used this aircraft. And then you obviously get paid for it. You know, they rent it from you like normal in the normal real world would be. Right. Once your flight is done, you can then go to the banking side of things. You've got a cash account and then you've got a bank account. I lent a couple of people some money, so I'm waiting for my return to come. But currently I've got $52,893. You can then make payments. You can withdraw money to go into your cash account. There's a monthly fee that FSEconmy charges per aircraft, you know, to make the economy appear more realistic, because you've obviously got expenses, you know, insurance and all kind of other stuff that needs to be paid. So there's a portion of the money that you need to pay to the system every month. Then what you can do is you can actually buy your own airport, your FBO. You can set up an FBO at an airport, or if it's small enough, you just buy the one and only FBO. And basically, guys can then buy fuel from you. They can get avionics repair from you if you've got a workshop and stuff like that. So it's quite an elaborate thing that you can get involved with. You can spend countless and countless hours flying here. And then the other side of the coin is you can obviously buy aircraft. Let's go to aircraft, purchase aircraft. Let's say buy a model. Those are the models of aircraft that are supported by the system. So if I want to buy a 737-800, I can do a search. There's not one of them available. I think they're all system owned. There we go, there's a Boeing 377. Alright, so that will be the asking price. So you're gonna have to either that is absolutely true. That's how it works in the real world. You start with a lot. It's like getting married. My one uncle was super rich, and he always used to tell us my aunt made him a millionaire, and he also then had the angle when you started talking about it. Said, yeah, I was a billionaire before I got married to her, but anyway, it's just a joke. So anyways, you can then obviously buy an aircraft. All right, and there are also finance companies that you can approach that can help you finance it. So you'll put down a down payment on this aircraft that I'm flying right now. I put a down payment of just about $200,000, and I'm busy paying the other $400,000 off over a 6-month period. You know, so it's like in the real world. You know, and you're then in your own little world, and you fly guys around, cargo, whatever. If you set up an FBO, you're gonna have to fly all the goods to the place, to and from wherever the supplier is. You're gonna have to then build it, set it up. It gets kind of crazy. So I hope that gives you guys a little bit of insight into what FSEconmy is. I suppose you better ask me questions, because I'm not sure what else to tell you about it, you know. Now we've got 32 minutes left in this leg. Well, George, that's true. It does sound like work because it is. You're literally mimicking working for a living, which is also one of the reasons I don't sit here and do it all day, because I work hard enough in the real world. To come and sit here and come and work hard in the simulator is sometimes appealing and sometimes not. One thing is for sure, in my life, I've seen it a couple of times. If I don't have a purpose to fly, I tend to not fly. I lose interest, and then it goes, a week or 2, 3, and then I get interested in flying again. This is like flying for a virtual airline, obviously, and it gives purpose. A lot of guys want purpose to fly. Sometimes I also need, like I said, not always, but sometimes. Oh, you're lucky to fly once or twice a week in real life. I've got guys flying here with me from South Africa that are real world pilots that fly international as well as local, various different aircraft, props, jets, everything. And the funny thing is, the one guy was telling me the other day, he flies 6-8 hours a day in the real world, and then he still comes home and flies the Zebo, just for the kick. And that also happens, I suppose. Told me that with him, so. We do. I get it. I get it. Peter Richardson, I'm not sure if I actually said thank you for the subscription, but thank you very much. I've just been reminded of it. Yes, I own this one myself. This is my Kodiak. I sold my little Cessna 172 and Piper Arrow and whatever else, and then I bought this one. Well, George, if you want routes for the Zebo, I would suggest that you join a virtual airline. We can talk about that offline. Just contact me, I'll point you in some directions. If you're looking for something GA, then I would suggest you go for FSEconmy to give you some purpose. Yeah, it's halfway mine already, so don't have many more payments left. The nice thing about this Kodiak is it is equipped with oxygen, so we can actually go quite high. I've taken it up to 16,500 feet easy, no problem, you don't even know you're high. Yeah, flight aware is a great source of routes, that's for sure. George, me neither. I've only got one virtual airline that forces me to fly once every 30 days, and that's British Airways Virtual. I've subsequently found another British Airways Virtual that does not do it, and I said last night in one of my other streams, I've tried to get rid of the original British Airways Virtual, and then I feel sorry for myself or for them, whoever you want to put first. And then I just don't cancel my subscription with them. But I fly for 6 different airlines. Not one of them require me to fly once a month. It's absolutely up to me. Some months I fly 50 times for one of them, and some once in 6 months. There's no limit on the guys I fly with. It really helps me a lot. Well, Thaddeus, I've got the Coronado 208, and they updated it the other day, like 2-3 weeks ago. I think it was around about when I got my update. I have not flown the updated one, but I seriously don't have an issue with it. It really flies well for me. I really like it. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't know what MOU did or did not do. That is coming back to your 208. Here in South Africa there are a lot of 208s. I used to work with a company that owned like 12 or something of them. Not one of them had glass cockpits. It was all steam gauges and all. Even they had a bunch of 210s that I flew one of, and a bunch of helicopters and stuff. Everything on this side of the world is all steam gauges. So for me, there's no difference. What I see in the real world is what I get in the sim. So I'm happy with that 208. Okay. Okay. Yeah, George, the thing about Facebook, I've got a couple of friends, and believe it or not, I don't know your situation, but my friends, their wives don't want them to be on Facebook. I don't know why it's a wife thing, but my friends told me. And we got them as far to just make Facebook profiles specifically just for the flight simulator. I mean, you don't have to share anything personal. You don't have to put anything in there that's going to make you uncomfortable. You don't even have to make a single post. But the idea of not having Facebook is leading you to not have current information. That is the leading source of information in the flight sim world at this point in time. So just bear that in mind. Let me show you my software again quickly. It is called Little Nav Map. That is the one. Little Nav Map is freeware, guys, so you can Google that, download it. It's a very nifty little program. I'll say a couple of features just now. Yeah, Thaddeus, okay, that makes sense. I hear you. It's possible. I still love it. Itbanasa, thank you for the subscription. Right, let's get that little nav map going. You can actually use this little nav map with the Zebo and with your IFR flights as well. I just want to show you. If you zoom in on any airport, look at that. You've even got your taxiways and your parkings and stuff, so it makes it easy to fly online. It makes it easy to get about on the ground, especially because it tracks your aircraft, so you know where you are at. Let me also show you this. If you right click on any airport, you can show the information, right, which is obviously very important. So there's all the information related to this airport. It gives you your altitude, your coordinates, it gives you your weather, so it shows us what the active sky XP weather is doing. It also shows us the NOAA station, what that's doing, the runway information. There's more runway information. On the ILS, if you zoom in, look there, you've even got your course heading and your nav radio settings. So there's a whole bunch of different things that you can get from this. And then at the bottom, obviously, we've got the vertical profile, just lifted a little bit, which is very helpful at any point in time of flight planning. If you can see what your minimum is, in terms of your red over there, that's your minimum. The real name is on the tip of my tongue, I'll think about it. That's basically your minimum safe altitude anyway, so then you can plan it above the level. You can actually import and export in almost any format. I've got the GTN 750 in my Charlie 182 in P3D, and I can actually export to my Garmin in Garmin format from this program. So I quickly build my flight plan, and then I just go export and I put it directly into my Garmin, and it works perfectly. And then what you can also do is you can click and you can visually edit your routes, make new waypoints if you want to. You don't have to do that. Alright, so this is a nifty little program. When you do SIDS and stars, it actually gives you a visual representation as well. So it makes your SID and star selection very easy when you are new to the game and you need to figure out how to select your SID and star. Well, George, the big thing is don't give Big Brother something to watch, okay? So if you go to my Facebook profile as well, there's very little personal information in there. I don't talk about my life on it. I don't share what I had for breakfast or what I'm going to have for dinner. It happens once, maybe happened once in 10 or 20 years I've had Facebook. I don't know how long I had it. I just don't share personal stuff. So at the end of the day, I use it to read and to obviously administer all the Zebo stuff, because that's part of my job now. So it's important for me, and it's a very good source of information. So that's why I've got it. Only reason really. That is the problem with somebody for me is it's payware. In South Africa, our currency is worth rubbish, nonsense, nothing. For me to spend $5 or $10 a month is like a couple of meals that I'm giving away. I'm not going to give away my food money to join somebody. That's difficult. I've got a wife and kids and a hell of a lot of expenses. So I don't want to spend money on somebody. But that's just me. You know, other guys have got the money. They're obviously welcome to do that. True. I've also got a Join FS server. We have flown on Join FS many times over a period of probably 2 years now. There are a lot of guys who want offline clubs and stuff, so we also cater for that on the site. Yep, you're right. That altitude is a very good tool to have for that profile. Yeah, so they brand new. No, you know what? In FSEconmy, I've got enough money to just replace them. I don't mind having those covers on the wheel. Okay, then they've changed it, Thaddeus. Last time I was there, it just frustrated me. The very first issue that I had was trying to connect it to X-Plane. It took us forever to get it to work, and then the answer was you can't run in as an administrator or something stupid like that. But anyway, look, I'm not bashing it. Anybody can join it and enjoy it. I'm just saying for me it didn't work, so I don't need it. We'll do our best not to land in tall grass. Right, how far are we? About 14 minutes, so we need to start thinking of descending already. No, understand. That is, we're all buddies here. We're not fighting with each other. We all have our experiences and opinions, so you're welcome to have yours, my friend. Don't apologize. I tell you what, Discord has made life much easier. I remember the old days with TeamSpeak and all the other stuff whose names I can't even remember, even Skype. We don't even use any of that anymore. Everything's gone to Discord. That's great stuff, Felix. Listen, guys, give me 2-3 minutes. I just want to quickly grab the stuff my wife brought for me to eat quickly, and then I'll be back with you. I'm not leaving, so you're welcome to continue on text. George, Discord is a little voice over IP application. You need a headset and a mic. a user account, and then the world is yours, my friend. I'll show you just now. I have no idea how we coped. I promise you. If somebody takes away my toys today, I'll cry. John, are you here?
Yes, I'm still here.
Alright, cool. I just dragged you back. Walk Geo, you are in my Discord, but you need to switch to push to talk, please, so we can communicate. I've got 2 rules in my Discord. If we go live on air, is the first one, you need to be on push to talk. I don't want to hear all the noises in the background for the broadcast stream sake. And then secondly, it needs to, whatever we talk about needs to be on topic. No politics and all these other weird things to a point.
We're still off air?
No, sir, we are live on air. Okay, guys, I'm gonna show you my Discord quickly, but I'm purposefully not gonna say some things and some things not. So if there's anybody here that knows better or knows me and my Discord, please just respect the privacy of the people as well. AS is Active Sky, George. Active Sky has got an installer, Felix. You need to run the installer, you need to register it, you need to create a user account with Active Sky that authenticates you before you can use it. There's a whole process, my friend. You don't have to put anything in the plugins folder. The installer does everything for you. Okay, so let me quickly show you my Discord. If it will allow. There you go. Alright. So Discord that you see on screen now allows for us to make announcements. It allows for chat rooms. I'm just going to make it a bit bigger quickly. So on the left, the far left, these are all the servers that I belong to, and you can have obviously a multitude of servers. So there's Q8 Pilot, then there's some private stuff, Elisamer, British Airways, all the virtual airline stuff, private stuff. There's XP Aviator, who also streams on YouTube, his Discord that we speak to. That is the Threshold. You guys are probably familiar with the Threshold forum. That's the Discord server. This is the official Zebo Discord server. So if we go in there, I'll show you guys quickly. This is one of the places where I interact with Zebo. I'm also one of the moderators on this, so I've got some special superpowers here and extra channels behind the scenes that you don't have. Then I've got another private one with some of the development team guys. That's my server, and then that's my business server. That's obviously for business purposes. All right, so that's your server list. Then on the inside, what you've got, the next column is basically we've got announcements and stuff we can pin so you guys can look at. We've got a chat facility where we can share video and text and a whole bunch of things where we do support with. Then we've got oh sorry, I went out of my channel there. We've got a members only group for special purposes. Then we've got the FBO where you guys usually come in. If you look below the stream at the video itself, below the video now, in the description you'll find a link to the Discord server. If you want to join me, it's going to pop you into this FBO folder, and then we've got the live on air and the private Zibo team, etc, etc. Then we've got the SA Flight Simmer, all the other stories. We've got some all our battlefield channels of the past still there, etc, etc. So basically it's a VoIP application. You go into a room, we can then chat with each other, and we can share text and video and pictures and all kinds of things. And then on the right hand side you've got all the members that are in the server, so you can actually see I've got quite a few members in my server already. Some actually well-known guys in there too, so we won't worry too much about them. Alright, the other neat feature about Discord is you can actually call each other, like in a private telephone call situation, and you can actually stream privately as well. Part of what I do on a daily basis is me and the Zibo developer that I deal with specifically, we would make private calls between each other, and then we would stream the development stuff, you know, in video on screen here, which is kind of fun. It really helps. So Discord is very powerful, very, very powerful. And I can just
Nico, while you're there, just show me quickly how to add my photo. Cloud is complaining I've got no photo on.
Oh, you mean your profile thing?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you click at the bottom here, you click on the gear, yeah. You go to the gear, and it's somewhere in here. Oh, sorry, my streamer mode is on, John. I can't show you. It's protecting my privacy.
Okay, we'll do that after.
Yeah, but basically you just go here, you go to your gear, you go to your account. There should be a button that you press that can actually change your picture.
Yeah, I did look, I couldn't find it.
Alright.
We'll do it later.
Yeah, cool. Oh hell, look at this. John,
Yes, sir.
I almost pranked there because I'm busy giving a talk on Discord. Hold on. Sorry, let me get this thing back under control. Mrs. De Bruin, your son died because he was stupid. Almost. Guys, I'll look at the rest of the text just now. Let me just get myself out of the dwang here quickly. George, yes, you go to Discord well, search Discord on Google. That'll immediately take you to the download page. You have to create a user ID and password on the main server page. So once that is done, you can download it and log into your app locally. And what I have found, me personally, is when you get a link. So if you open my video description and you follow my Discord link, what you will have to do is make sure that you are logged in to your browser to the Discord server when you follow it, because otherwise it seems to freaking struggle to actually make the connection. Don't know if it's just my PC that's full of nonsense, but it happens. And if you get stuck, ask. You know, we're here to help you, so don't be shy. I'm so glad I moved that screen and saw the problem now.
Me too. I've sorted that, by the way.
What? Your picture?
Si, senor.
Oh, yeah. Hello, you're very soft. Just boost your mic a little bit in Windows, please. Then we can hear you. I heard something.
How's that? Any better?
Oh, much better. Much better.
Yeah, my HyperX Cloud has a microphone volume.
Okay, fantastic. So I presume your name is George.
Yes, sir. That's why I was kind of confusing. Talking to the other George.
Well, welcome to my Discord and welcome to the stream. And I hope you enjoy it, yeah.
I talk to you on Facebook every once in a while.
I'm sure. But it's different when it's voice, you know, personal, much more personal kind of a thing, you know?
Yeah. It's hard to relate the roll your eyes emoji with all the stuff you see on the group.
Of course, of course. So we're almost at our first destination. Now guys, the only quirky thing really with this aircraft is the landing. It is sometimes horrific. For some reason when you go into ground effect, it feels to me sometimes that if you lose your energy too fast, this thing just turns into a ton of bricks. It just falls. So
Yeah, it drops like a rock. I have that plan, so.
yeah. And strange enough, 2 or 3 updates ago, it was perfect. There was nothing wrong with it. And then they went and fiddled with the flight model again. So I'm going to try keep my energy up and make it look semi-professional when I land. But if you laugh with me. Don't laugh, you know, at me, please.
No, we're laughing. Just remember, a float is better than a pancake.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Now I just gotta turn off the push to talk to people.
Oh yeah, that gets annoying. George, Camp, let's use your second name there. If you get used to explain now, you'll never go back, or you're going to find it very difficult, because that's where I'm at right now. I find it very difficult to open B3D. I really struggle. The wow factor is gone now. It's just not there anymore. Yeah, the passengers might have something to say, but we'll spin them a good old story, you know. We'll make them understand I'm the hero. So look, I've never been in this place. I'm totally unfamiliar with this place. I hope there isn't a strip here somewhere. I seem to see something down below here. I'm just not sure if it's really usable for us. Felix,
Kodiak can go anywhere.
yeah. Felix, I've seen a couple. Not sure exactly which one you're talking to. Hey, Denton. Yeah, I also deleted my FSX. Long gone. Look, this place really looks mountainous, you know. According to little nav map, from what I can see, this airstrip is right beyond that little lake in front of us, that pool of water. So, ooh, let's start slowing down.
Except we got FSEconmy
Yeah.
on the screen, so we can't see where you're looking at.
What do you mean you've got FSEconmy on the stream? No, man, press F5. Refresh your
Oh, yeah,
browser.
it did. Stopped on me.
Yeah.
There it goes.
Happens sometime.
Oh, my push to talk keybind is stopping it. Darn it.
Ah, oh, there's the airstrip right in front of us. Look, look on that hill.
You almost made your own airstrip a little while ago.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
That's it. Wow.
Ooh, this is going to be fun. Let's see if we can actually do this. I'm just going to orbit quickly, get a better angle. Felix, no, I don't think I saw that one. I saw some other stuff. I'll have to go back and see. Yeah, this is gonna be one of those landings. I can feel it in my bones.
You ever watched the movie Air America?
I sure did. Long time ago. Yeah, head down, stay down. Brace, brace. Head down, stay down. Let's see. We can't lose the energy. That's the big problem. And this is now one of these little strips where you can't really overshoot, it seems. If you overshoot this one, you're going to go down the other side. Guys, let's see.
White knuckle time.
Yeah, I'm sweating here, I tell you. Yeah, but the torque on this engine when you go into that reverse thruster, did you see how it pulled me?
Yeah, you know, I've seen that seems to be an X-plane thing, though.
Yeah, it's very possible.
Because even if you don't tweak the zero, it does the same thing in reverse thrust. It's like non-symmetrical or something.
That's weird. Yeah. Oh, this is why I read the guide, you know, why you need to
No,
tweak
sir.
it.
I did not invest in Orbix GB. I just, for the scenery that we've already got, with Ortho, I'm happy with that.
Oh, we all just make our own author, eh?
Best part about that is you can share it with everybody.
Yeah, just don't make money off of it. Alright, let's get these guys out of here. All doors, let's go. How's that for a little mean machine? Wow. I love this aircraft. This is really a beautiful model. Okay, so what we now need to do is we go back to our FSEconmy little screen and we have to say finish the flight. If it will. There we go. So let's grab our browser and go have a look, see what's happened in the bank. All right, so we made 4,000 and something dollars. So that was a good trip. Why did it? Oh, sorry, it's grayed out. So now, suppose it's supposed to reset now. Oh, hang on. It's probably accepting the whole thing as another flight. So let's go have a look.
Yeah, right before you changed screens, I saw it said you loaded 7 people and
Okay,
starting.
yeah, I missed that screen. So yeah, yes, you're right. There, it's loaded them. It's actually telling me it loaded them.
They're ready to go.
Oh, waiting for me, yes. Right. So where are we at with the fuel? We have got 38% left. That's fine. So let's quickly.
I think I saw it added 121 gallons.
Yeah, it didn't add them. That's what's left. There's 121 gallons left. I'll show you quickly.
Oh, okay. I just
There you
saw
go.
the
Yeah,
real quick. I saw it.
121 gallons left. Right, that's way more than what we need. Yeah, right, so let's get cracking. Oops, sorry guys, let me get the browser off the screen. Interesting. So we go over the bump. This is where the end is. Let's turn around. Felix. Hold on, brother. Hold on. This is bush flying, eh? There we go. Awesome. need to turn right. Oops.
Or fly down that valley.
Well, this is what I'm contemplating, yeah. Just going through the valley, then turning right. Well, she made it, I tell you. This young lady is resilient. She didn't give up, eh? I think she's just there for the ride. The whole story. She's just gonna go back to Juneau with me.
She's pretty hot for us to go by. So.
Oh yeah, I think this is the hottest one of all of them.
Your earlier comments, Nico, it needs ortho.
Yeah, definitely. George, you are right about the climb rate and the power, but I'm enjoying myself here. So I'm not flying very technically, not technically correct, I suppose. So after that bit of the hill that's left, we're going to turn back on course. Yeah, I'm totally high. Yeah. Smoked some weed, there on the ground, made a quick deal, and got some energy to fly further.
Was that 420 South African Airways?
What are you talking about, 420 now?
That's your millennial code for.
Felix, don't spoil the mood now. This is a good girl. She does not argue with me. She doesn't fight. She doesn't bring up anything that happened 3 years ago. She's cool.
What happens in the cockpit stays in the cockpit.
Of course.
As always.
Nico, you ever fly the LET 410?
No. I've installed it a few times, but I've actually sat in it, never flew it at all.
It's actually not a bad little airplane.
Okay.
Once you learn Russian.
Yeah, once you learn Russian. I've got a couple of Russian guys here that I can talk to on Discord that will gladly translate for me, I'm sure.
I think the startup is not correct, but flight sim startup.
George, thank you. Have a good day, my friend, and we hope to see you soon again. Bye for now. We don't have very far to go. What's the time? 13 minutes, so no point in really going that high. Shouldn't go much higher. Hey, George Carney. Didn't see you sneak into the stream. Looks like today is the day of all the Georges.
Yeah, it's popular.
Yeah.
And you know if you have an E on you, you're from royalty.
Oh. Felix, I prefer the 750. How's that for a curveball in your question? This 1000 is okay, 530 is okay, but the 750 is like, wow.
Give me a 6-pack with a handheld 430. Just
Oh, yeah. Oh, we grew up with the 430s and things like that. But, okay.
I grew up with Loran.
Oh, okay. Even older. Felix, just to answer your question, the 1000 is better anyway. It's a much better system. And then you get the 750 and you go, wow. Okay, well, after all that trouble, I'm just going to switch off the autopilot now. Amongst others, yes, I've actually, because my one is in P3D, I bought mine from Flight 1, but the Reality XP is the one for X-Plane. It's built around a Garmin trainer, so it's limited in certain things, but the functionality that the guys added for the simulator is actually very nice, very, very good, very well done. So according to the map, our airstrip is somewhere there, where the mouse is. Somewhere over there.
What's that identifier on that one?
Charlie Yankee Delta Lima.
East Lake.
Yeah.
Should be just next to that lake.
Yep. Not sure if that is the actual airstrip, that thing. So.
It should just be off. Well, I'm looking at the video.
Yeah.
It should be right there where you get the mount red.
Tell you what we'll do. Let's go do a flyover.
It should
Proper-
run almost the direction you're
Yeah.
going at the lake.
Make sure there's no sheep on the runway.
Yeah, other lions and stuff. Yeah. Do a flyby and then do an unmanned approach kind of a thing. So we can see something. Hang on. We appear to have two lakes. I'm still way far from this airfield. It's not yet. It's not this one. We mistook this lake for the correct lake. For which aircraft do you want to see the curves, Felix? I actually only have one aircraft where I implemented curves. That's why I'm asking. I don't make use of curved lines in the controls for just any aircraft. So apologies guys, but that was nice for sightseeing. That'll be extra $50, thank you very much. But there's our airstrip is way further. There's two lakes. If you look at little nav map, I've actually pulled the line out of the way now, because you see my scale is a bit different on little nav map. So the scale actually confused me there. I thought we were closer than we were. Felix, the only one that I have a curve for is the Airbus A320. That's the only aircraft in my whole entire hangar that's got curves, and I run it on 50%. It's almost a straight 45-degree angle up. It's actually gone past it. Like I said, it's at 50 degrees now, so it's completely linear 50 degrees one way. But I'll take some photos later and I'll share that with you. So little nav map actually did not have, and still does not have, that lake that we just passed, which is what confused me, because on the little nav map there was only one lake.
I've had that where I've done an ortho tile and there won't be a lake and you can actually make it a lake.
Yeah, it happens. Lots of little pools over here. This water must be fresh, eh? It must be so cool and nice.
Probably still be snow there.
Yeah, probably.
Maybe. I'm not sure what that.
Well, this is probably at about 5,000 feet. Okay, Felix, have a good day, my friend. We'll talk soon again. Bye-bye. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use that valley in front of me. I'm going to go a little bit left now, because from the map it appears that we're going to land almost parallel to that valley. So I'm just going to go down this way and then turn back.
That little lake just to the right, that runway points right at that little lake.
Yeah, depends on how you look at it. Let me show you.
I'm just looking at this actual satellite photo. It's a little bit to the left of that lake.
Yeah, well, this is how X-Plane sees it, and with a little nav map, so we'll see when we get there.
Yep, that's how the satellite photo is showing as well.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
John, you're quiet. Are you still here?
I'm here, sir.
Oh yeah, I can see something there on the ground there.
See if they have it as a black asphalt runway, huh?
Yep. Hello, other George Carney.
Hello, can you, is everybody hear me?
Yeah, everybody, including the rest of the world. Morning, George.
Morning, thanks very much, Nico.
No worries. The more the merrier.
Is that a truck in front?
Yes, yeah.
Well, there's no sheep on there.
Yeah. And no goats and deer and things like that. Well, we made it.
A lot of yaw.
Yeah, this part of this plane versus X plane. I wish the guys would just finish this aircraft off properly. You know, that screeching tire noise and nonsense that they still have in there. This excessive yawing and stuff. But it doesn't detract from the goodness of it, so just make
That's
the
what I was
best.
just gonna say about the, maybe go into your curves and fix that yellow.
Yeah, we can probably I'll play with that offline. I'm not gonna bother with it right now. I want to quickly.
Well, I'm in trouble. There's no toilets.
Well, I wanna point you to tree number 1, tree number 2. There's
Okay,
3.
okay. Message received.
Just don't aim towards the propeller. You'll be shocked.
Yeah, just go 10 feet further, and take the shovel with you if you need that as well. We don't
I
want
was
to.
trying to consider the females.
Well,
That's what I was thinking of.
look. Let's do it this way. Females, you go to the right. That's the bush. Males, you go to the left. All right.
And no looking.
Well, just put yourself behind the tree properly. Then it won't be a problem.
For some people, the trees are not wide enough.
They wouldn't have fit in the aircraft in the first place, George.
In your
They,
dreams.
yeah, yeah. Look, I mean, the passengers on are lean and mean. I mean, if you look at this seating configuration and stuff here, that's not wider than a tree that will fit here. Promise you. If you're wider than these seats, you don't fit in this aircraft. You're not flying with me.
Actually, if you run off to the woods to the south, you could go to the neighbor's house.
You can do that as well if you really want to.
I'm sure it's Canada. They probably still have outhouses.
That too. All right. Well, it seems to have done the loading and stuff for us. Let's go have a look, see in the browser if it did actually. That's true. Okay, so we didn't make a lot of money this time. Let's get the browser on the screen. We really didn't make a lot of money with this trip, but it's okay. We're gonna make some more money now that we go back home.
Yeah, where's the money? In the passengers or the freight?
Passengers. We don't have freight at all in this flight, so it's all linked to passengers now.
So
Well,
was that back Juneau?
sorry, George?
What was that, Juneau you're going back to?
Yeah, going back to Juneau. But that now that we've joked about it, give me 2 seconds. I need to go and find one of those trees. I'll be back in 5 minutes. Maybe in 2 minutes. Give me a second. I'll be back now.
Farmers was giving me a worry.
George, the reason I said 5 minutes was part of the joke because you have to literally run in between those trees and find one that fits. Okay, so but being back home, yeah, I'll just be a minute. Give me a second.
That little tree there, yeah.
Plus, George, he's got to go find one of those trees where the water goes to the left.
And I hope he stands not downwind.
The little shrub will do me.
I hope nobody decides they need to land.
That could be a problem. You most probably get 2 aircraft a week on this runway.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a pretty nice runway. When you look at the real satellite photos, it looks like might be kind of a busy airport. There's actually a little town just north of it. The real airport up on the other end has a little, I don't know, not FBO, but it looks like it's got a couple little hangars or something.
Okay, I'm back.
Oh, we've got livestock on this flight.
Well, no, that's a dog protecting me from the squirrel that was busy throwing me with the nuts. You know, he didn't like me using his tree.
Oh, okay.
If
Ah,
anybody
let's
needs anything, I'm gonna run up to the shack. They have ice cream, fish, and burgers.
okay. Well, I think we're gonna leave you here then. So you should have done that already.
Well, it's only like 3 seconds away from the airport. So
Okay, run, run, Forrest, run. I'll warm up the engine so long.
jump in while it's rolling down the runway.
Ryan, you can join Discord after stream. That's fine.
That 750 you were talking about earlier on, Nico, is that what Matt Guthmiller uses?
The what? Sorry, you broke up. A what?
You know, you were talking about, you know, there was the 1,000, and then there was the 530, and then you talked about the
750.
50. Yeah,
750.
the 750, correct. Isn't that what Matt
I don't know.
Guthmiller uses?
I don't know. I'll have to go have a look. I haven't watched one of his videos in a while. I'll seriously have to go have a look.
Because that's what he used for his circular gauge a few years ago.
Oh, it's possible. All right. Let's get configured. Hey, there's another truck. Just got a private message. Somebody says that I'm making him very interested in this Kodiak. Buy it, man, buy it. Just do it. This Kodiak is a lovely plane. Oh, there's some shacks and stuff over here. We didn't even come here. I didn't know. Hold on.
Yeah, it's like the FBO houses.
Oh, that's actually very cute. Very nice. Somebody would take the time to make a little airport for us over here. Wow, really good. Didn't know.
There's your bathrooms right there,
If we had known.
right next to the fuel tank. We just sold in that house right there.
Oh, well, it happens. Ja, Ryan, jy kan ons kom join na die tyd, dis reg. Alright, so let's get on heading mode. Get this autopilot cracking. What the hell are you doing? Ooh, vertical speed isn't set. Okay. Right. Lift our flaps. We've got semi-stability. Once we're up over this ridge, we can turn left and get back on course. Well, guys, I hope you're enjoying the fun we're having. I mean, this, you can't do, you know, these things with a Zebo. So I think this is a nice change of scenery to fly around like this. But
Oh, but you can.
no, yeah, technically and theoretically, I suppose you can. But that's not normal operation.
Well, forget they fly a lot of 200s up on those gravel strips in northern Alaska.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, look it up. They have it's a gravel kit they put on the actual like nose wheel and stuff.
Okay.
See if I remember what the airline was. And there was a reason they used the 200. I can't remember. I think it was because it was modified for off pavement landings.
Right, how long for this flight? About an hour. We should cut it down a bit once we at altitude and put some gas in there. Do you guys have the, what do they call it, the canyon tour scenery from the org for the Grand Canyon?
I mean,
No, I don't.
I'm gonna get you the download links. You must check that scenery. Me and a couple of the other guys have flown in that canyon with our 172s like nobody's business. You know, like proper jet fighters. We go into that canyon and then we go to these trips. It is fantastic.
Hello, good morning.
Hello Armand, good morning.
Good
Yes,
morning.
I see there's an update available for Explainer. It's 133.
Yes, I'm flying it.
Is it working?
Don't have an issue with it. I had problems with the beta, so I went back to stable a couple of days ago, and I've updated and flown the Zebo many times now in the last 2-3 days. No problem.
Okay, but yeah, I think let me just ignore it. I quickly want to do a flight in the DBM. So yeah, let's just wait. Okay, I've paid some money for you.
Thank you.
Good.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, just always I'm rich. You can just ask, right?
Okay, I'm glad.
I put that one in YouTube, the gravel kit thing.
Okay. Let me have a look.
You use. Okay, but you're not flying in an area with autos at the moment, but you use 1.3, correct?
Yes.
When you build
yeah,
autos.
yeah, definitely.
And in that version, did you mention that when you use following contours, is that fixed?
Yes.
So you don't get those bumps in the runway.
No.
All right.
Okay.
So the autos that we already built in 1.2, you have to rebuild them.
No, it's just the airport tiles at the airport. So the unfortunate thing is, like Johannesburg, you're gonna have to build 4 tiles to fit in everything kind of around the airports. Yeah,
So all those airports that you experience those bumps, you have to just build.
Yeah.
Especially, I mean, I can remember specific ones like
King Sharpa.
Gatwick. Yeah, King Sharpa, Gatwick. It's Gatwick looks flat until you hit the middle of the runway. Then there's like a step,
I know,
and it bounces you, and you can't see it as clear as like King Sharpa.
Yeah.
Right, cool. I'll check.
I've clicked on your link, so it's open in my browser, George, but we'll have to look at it after
Oh, that's fine.
I'm done with the rest of my stuff.
It's that, that 737 technical site.
Yeah,
Okay.
I noticed. Yeah, and I saw one picture of the one there on the gravel. I'll have to go read later.
There's some YouTube videos as well of them landing on it. They still. Just like 737 gravel kit. Pop up videos and stuff. It's pretty interesting. Makes a lot of dust.
Sorry, Armand.
At Firefox, there's some issue with their certificate, so all your pop lockups is not working.
It's not an issue with the
Because of-
certificate. What happened was they updated and they made a notice. I read the notice yesterday that no add-on that isn't 57 compatible, version 5.7 compatible, will be
No, it's
allowed
not
to
that.
run.
We're already on version 66. There's if
Something
you
like
read
that.
further, I
Oh,
was on
okay.
their forums this morning.
Okay.
One of their certificates expired yesterday at 12 o'clock.
Oh, okay. So
And
there's more to it.
yeah, so you can bypass it by either enabling some developer version, because that doesn't do the extension checking or certificate, but they have already released in some, they call it almost like a student mode or a study mode or whatever, and hopefully soon they will release the fix to the version.
Okay. Thank you for that. Because I obviously then only read half of it.
Yeah, so now I've also saw that, and then when I digged a bit further, I saw that on Reddit actually. But yeah, now I don't know what my Facebook password, because I used that one password and created one of those big passwords. Now I have to fire up I want to do some.
Okay, while you're busy with that, guys, in the chat here on the stream, I've placed 2 download links. That's for the Grand Canyon tour scenery. Make sure you get all the correct libraries and install it properly, because then it is gobsmackingly good. This is next level. So I think after, not today necessarily, but the next GA stream that I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go fly into that canyon, and then hopefully a couple of you guys can join me and we make it a group flight or something, and we just go mess around in the canyon a bit.
Okay.
Do you guys ever fly the 172 at night much?
Not really.
I'd say if anybody does, I have fixed the landing light so you can actually see.
I actually found a fix for that on the org as well, which I implemented, but honestly I haven't even tried. I don't really fly it at night much.
Yeah, I just moved it, or the intensity and the angle, and you can actually see down to it. So what do you need, all 3 of those? I'm gonna download it.
What you lost me there, I've only put 2 links in there, so I'm not sure what the third one was.
In the first one, there's 3 files, I guess, right?
Okay, hold on. Yeah, you have to download all 3 of them. Those are individual airports, so you have to get
Yeah,
them.
okay, yeah, same as the second. I think I have all these libraries.
This is interesting. This thing has got like a blower pipe underneath the engine that creates a vortex that actually blows the gravel away from the engine intake.
Yeah, on the inlets, on the engine inlets, the little pitot tube looking thing.
Yeah.
It also, I think it has a beefed up landing gear,
Probably.
and it has something, I think, on the belly. They did something to the skin to reinforce it for like rock penetration.
Makes sense.
But there's a airline, and I can't remember the name of it, but they fly out of Alaska. Is anybody making a nice PC-24 for X-Plane?
After the 700, only one in production, but it's gonna come, from the stable is just the the Max.
Then there'll be a nice variety of aircraft.
Yeah. Big problem with the Max is getting the correct technical information. That's what's stalling it mostly. A lot of guys have offered, but nobody seems to have really produced. Talk is cheap.
Stepped up.
Also, perhaps some people that have offered a little bit.
Yes, you're breaking badly a little bit. What?
Sorry, a little people that have offered might be a little bit scared with the date.
Yeah, true that too. But then they shouldn't have offered, right?
That's a firm.
I definitely need an air stair though, because I'm tired of dragging around that mobile air stair from JAR. It takes up a lot of baggage compartment space.
We were talking about it the other day. But Zebo decided he wants a de-icing truck first, so the development on the de-icing truck is actually started, and if an air stair comes, it will either be me who made it, while the other guys are busy with the other stuff, or we're gonna have to wait for the other guys to make it. The other guys are busy now.
Yeah, it's not
The only
can
problem with dragging that air stair, you take a while to have to assemble it and then have to reassemble it on the other.
No, not necessarily. It's supposed to be automatic, right? But when we talked about it, it's going to be an on and off situation. We're not going to animate it when we talked about it. So we'll see what happens in future. Remember, there's a whole game plan and a whole project plan that takes precedence over all the eye candy and all the other stuff. So it's not going to... Nobody's going to stop to fix that.
Yeah, exactly. No.
I think that's right at the bottom of the list.
Yeah, it's a nice to have.
When we land at these little airfields, though, my pilot's getting tired of using that rope in the hatch.
Shame, man.
But man, they got strong arms.
Upper body strength is next level. Well, if you look around here, the nothingness grows about 6 feet tall, eh? There's nothing here.
Not a stone.
But the bugger all grows about 6 feet tall here.
Is that generic?
No, totally generic. Default explain.
Generic stuff doesn't look that horrible.
Definitely not. That is actually kind of cool. When we go towards Ketchikan, I've got scenery there, orthos. But this area is stock standard.
I got a lot of relatives actually live up in Anchorage.
Okay.
And I think some around Ketchikan, but I don't know. It's people I've never met. How'd you come to fly around this area?
FSEconmy.
Oh.
The aircraft, this Kodiak, was stationed in Juneau. And I bought it here, so I'm just flying from here.
Oh, very nice. I think I flew the Kodiak from somewhere in eastern Canada to Green.
Oh, it's a way to go. Long way to go.
Almost didn't make it if I recall because of such a
Speaking of which, we should have enough to reach base. Oh, yeah, more than enough. We're doing 171 ground speed, 33 minutes left, easy. By the way, guys, I didn't see a big hoo-ha about it. Are you guys aware that Zebra updated the 738 overnight, that there's a 2.7 available?
No. First time I heard about it.
Yeah,
I haven't updated your settings.
Okay. Usually somebody pops it on our group. I might have missed it, but I didn't see a single post about it this far. But it's there.
We are playing host to about 50 airplanes this weekend because what is going on?
Ooh,
Mars doesn't.
is that now real world? Which airport's that?
It's in St. Louis, Missouri. It's St. Charles Municipal is the airport. It's called Smart Field.
Okay.
And they're coming to our airport, which is 110, which is Creekport Airport. That's family, my godfather's airport.
Okay.
I worked for him for a long time.
Okay.
Service plane. I am the grounds supervisor.
All right. That's nice.
Basically, who's
Okay. Don't you fly yourself?
Yeah, but just not commercial. Just personally. We have historic aircraft museum there as well.
Okay.
So he used to restore Wacos, which 1930s biplanes. But unfortunately, he passed away last year. But kind of continuing on the tradition.
Okay.
So you said there's a 2.8. So,
27.
oh, okay. Nico, too many people have downloaded. How do I download it? Just kidding.
Well, you take the gasoline, you douse it properly, and you put a match to it. You know, what's left you can have.
I don't want you to get too comfortable.
Ay, ay, ay.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
What? Love what?
Pulling your chain, man. Pulling your chain.
Yeah.
This poor guy, I feel so bad for him looking at some of these posts on this one.
Well, in my own defense, you'll see that sometimes I just don't answer. I just walk away because I can't be rude.
I do too now.
Yeah, I can't be rude, but I tell you what, some people really get very close to me just losing it.
That's like the one day I just got fed up and I said, hey, sorry if I'm above my pay grade, but this has got to stop.
That's crazy.
Oh man, Nico, there was one there with about 80 comments on it, and eventually you came in around about the 50 mark, 50 comment mark. Man, that was a fight for all there.
There's been a couple of them, George. Look, it's gone so bad that the one Zebo developer actually left. He said he can't handle it anymore. He's just resigned out of that group. So that's the sad part of it, when people go salty and full of shit.
It was that post where you said you would lock out people if they changed any software.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah. The liveries now that contain old elements of the cockpit or any Zebo assets are now also causing a lot of problems. If you go reread the pinned post, you'll see I've added a point number 3 specifically talking about the liveries. Do you know how many guys are complaining? But again, it's the old story. They don't give you the whole story. You've got to drag it out of them, right? But effectively, I even had it, and it's there. You can go read about it. I figured it out. What happened was this one British Airways livery that I have actually contained a panel object file, and that's one of the things you can't do anymore. You cannot have any objects that conflict with the Zebo objects. Now that was a genuine Zebo object, but it's from a previous generation, and Zebo doesn't even allow his own files of an older generation. So it took me 10 minutes to figure that one out. I deleted the object and it was gone, and the livery works perfectly, no problem.
Is that was that the 331 in V4, or is it now? Is it 334?
334. From 334 onwards on the RC modules, what's happened is the script language is dying. That ex-Lua, and he's busy migrating to C++. Okay, and as he's migrating, he's implementing all these lockdowns one at a time, blocking guys who are modifying his code and using his code. All right, and so now the last big one was the liveries, where any livery that contains Zibo assets that he did not put into that livery himself just gets blocked. You know, so yeah. The RG mod,
no reason to change that.
yeah, the RG mod started this whole battle, and I'm not sure if that is now blocked, but it will get blocked. It's just not going to work anymore.
Did they kick that off of the org?
They did,
Got kicked off.
Yeah.
I thought I got kicked.
yeah, they did, but the guy running the RG mod, I won't use his name now, he does not care. You know, and even on the official Zibo Discord, it's still being discussed. I'm just staying away from those discussions by the users, and fact of the matter is that thing is illegal, unwanted, unnecessary, and it shouldn't be there.
I kind of have that same thing. I get a little tweaked about people that charge people to make a living. If you want to do it, it should be a hobby to do it. You shouldn't really charge because it's not your work to begin with.
Well, they're just using the
Make
paint
any of the
kit.
textures. Yeah, exactly. But you didn't make the models. You didn't make the simulator. You didn't make X-Plane. Blah 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 blah. So why should you charge somebody?
Yeah, and I hear you, but they are merit in certain cases. You know. So anyway, I'm not even gonna bother about that. I don't make liveries, so it's got nothing to do with me.
Some guy got mad at me because I gave all those away to those people. Hey, that's your prerogative, not mine.
Mm.
I enjoy doing them, so I don't mind.
23 minutes. Right, so let's play a little game. Who will see the sea the first? When we go down to the sea in our motorcar and old families together. Well, let's play this game. Who sees the sea first?
Won't be me because I'm staring at files.
That's a nice game, but when you've been traveling quite often down that way, you get to know when to look.
Yeah, yeah. There's this one hill at Pietermaritzburg. If you go over that hill, you can see the sea. And I know exactly.
That's right.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean, and I've done the same to my kids.
Well, since I've been to South Africa 0 times, I lose.
Yeah. Well, I was actually referring initially to the stream now. The only problem is I see it 10 seconds before you guys, which is also unfair because I'm going to see it before you anyway. You're back, John?
I am, sir. I apologize for that.
No, that's fine. I told you to sort out that plumber, but, you know, shit happens.
You could say that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm back now anyway. I'm just grabbing myself a quick coffee and sitting back down and see you into this airport.
Excellent. We're about 20 minutes out.
Okay, perfect.
At least my cabin crew brought me something to eat and drink.
Believe it or not, I did too.
We must be doing something right in this part of the world, eh, Nick?
Hmm.
I know what it's all about. Next Sunday is Mother's Day.
Ah, okay.
I see the water.
Not the sea.
I can take my weight 29 and do this. Can't do.
Some of those bends are a bit sharp. If you go over 110 knots, you're not going to make it.
Oh, my ear
A bend at 129 might fall out the sky.
Yeah,
You ever watch videos of the Mach loop?
yeah.
Some big water bodies coming up by the look of things, so we should be getting close.
Yeah, the only thing between us and the sea are all these mountains. Can you imagine taking a Osava and going through these mountains? I don't think you'll make it. The ox wagon will break.
Nick, have you watched those guys flying the 210s and those in Papua New Guinea into those mountainous?
Mm. Yep, I've seen. The nicest one is that porter, that goes literally just across that valley. Shortest commercial flight in the world. It takes off one side of the valley, lands other side. Whoop, whoop.
But that's hectic. I mean, that's really like major flight.
So if I'm not mistaken, I need to make a folder for the RC2 full.
Not with you, George.
I just looked the way it extracts. It didn't have, how the other ones had like a 737 800X full for aircraft library. It didn't have that.
Are you going to install the full pack now?
Yeah, I haven't.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
haven't even put
Yeah.
June going on it at all.
Alright, no, then I'm with you. You're right.
The only thing that I think about doing a flight like this is what happens if you ever get an engine failure? You've got problems. Capital P.
Skip those trees.
Well, there you'll see it come up on your stream. There's my ELT. That's why this aircraft's got an ELT, because if you go down, they just follow the signal. There's my oxygen one as well.
Also, all those guys that fly out there have a personal locator beacon as well.
Yes, as well.
some older guy up here just landed a old cub in the top of a tree 60 feet up,
Ooh.
and he had to get rescued. The plane was like still up there. They had to get
Clever
him
boy.
helicopter. Yeah, the guy was like 80 something years old. I was flying in. Next thing I knew, I was on top of the tree.
Wow.
There's pictures of it. It's like I'm glad he didn't get killed. That's for sure.
Hey, Nico, 1 month to go and I can celebrate my 10th anniversary.
10th anniversary for what?
Well, you know, I fell out the sky and I'm still alive today to tell.
Okay. Hold that thought. I just want to grab my lunch quickly. Wife just shouted at me, and I'd love to hear that story because I don't think you ever told me that one.
Okay.
Mic off. Mic on.
Right, I'm back. This food is delicious. I took 2 bites quickly. Wonderful.
I can taste it.
John, you need to come to South Africa. You need to come so we can go show you the lions and the elephants and the stuff, man. And my wife's cooking.
Don't discard it.
No, I won't. So, while I'm eating, I'm going to just mute my mic so you don't have to listen to me chewing. But George Carney, if you can tell us that story about the sky and surviving and all that, it will be cool.
Yeah, fine. So I went flying with my brother-in-law 2009 and it was a Papa Cherokee 140 Krugersdorp. Must be in about 75 to 100 meters off the ground, and the engine just failed, and we had to do crash landing on a service road. It comes down from Krugersdorp, it goes down to the bottom, and we hit a bucky. It came around the corner, nose on, into the bucky, which stopped us from going over the edge. Yeah, I landed up with a compression fracture, my L3, 7 broken ribs in the back on my left side and a punctured lung. And 12 days hospital, and I'm still around to tell about it.
Excellent.
And it's also on the internet, believe it or not.
Yeah, it would probably be because it's an aircraft related thing. Oh, that's a cool story, George. You never told me. I mean, we've known each other for many years. Never heard that one before.
Yeah, I thought I might have mentioned it. Yeah, you can go look it up. Aircraft accident at Krugersdorp Airfield, 2009. It was on July.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
Why don't you post the link?
I'll have to look it up first.
I downloaded all those files, Nico, put the update in, and start up X-Plane. Didn't see it anymore. I don't even know what it was.
George in America, you're very soft. I can hardly hear you.
Any better? Let me check Discord.
Microphone down needs going up a bit.
Alright, that's gotta have helped.
Definitely, thank you.
For some reason, Discord, the microphone volume didn't turn down.
What you need to look for is in your actual Windows settings. There is in the control panel a setting under communications that says that if you have voice applications open, it should mute the mic by X%. And you need to go and put that thing on do nothing.
See,
John, you won. I actually forgot about the game. I mean, I'm sitting here, I would have seen it before you. I didn't even think about it again. You won, sir. You won a Nolly badge today.
again.
Congratulations on behalf of the festivities committee and the pastor. Thank you so much for participating in this game. Damn it, I forgot.
Accepted with thanks.
Thank you, sir.
Hey John, there's one of the links.
Thanks, George.
Thank you so much.
It's a bit of a mess.
Yeah, I can imagine the guys must be shocked and all those things. Wow. Well, I'm going to tell you the story of Zulu Sierra Delta Zulu Romeo, which was one of the aircraft that I had the privilege of flying a few times in my life. There's another guy also by the name of Nico, and he actually pancaked it on Lanceria. Can't remember the year. And I quickly had a few calls. Hey, are you alright? Are you alright? Yeah, no, it's not me. Other Nico. I never knew the other guy. I don't know who it was, but he pancaked it on Lanceria. Just happened to have the same name as me.
You can see if it hadn't been for that vehicle, we would have gone right over the edge, right down the ravine.
Yeah, just shows you luck comes in different forms, eh?
Yeah, I don't think it was luck. I think there was some divine intervention. Yeah.
No,
I was about to say that, actually.
I agree. Wasn't your time, mate. God had other plans with you.
Yeah. That's what John and myself think as well. John was John is my brother-in-law.
Okay. What happened to other George in America? I see he dropped off. He's not on Discord anymore.
Probably got called away.
Called for breakfast.
Yeah, it must be a strange time where he's from right now. Yeah, I waited a little bit too long and enjoyed my food. So we've just reached the end of the problem area. We need to turn right, so now it's right there. If I'm correct, that is the airport there. So we're a bit high and all those other nice to have things.
If you start going down, you've got to start moving in between the mountains.
Yeah. Let me show you where I'm at. So the idea is to go down into this area where the sea is coming into the land, and then make a right-hand turn and then go play around in that general area somewhere so you can come back to Tano.
Quite a high descent rate, eh?
Yeah, it happens from time to time. Especially when you're in a hurry.
That really looks nice, that.
Mm. Welcome back, George.
Thanks, sir.
I was worried there for a second. So we are descending and we've got to know just behind this first ridge that you can see right next to us. So we're just leading off some altitude here. And that, my friends, is a day in the life of a FSEconmy pilot. You just fly, make the best of it and see how much money you can make. Use your savvy, add your passengers sequentially and do the best of the aircraft's carrying ability, and there you go. The
Maybe
next,
the flights out of South America pay better.
oh, that's possible. That's possible, but my aircraft's located here, so I'll have to go and see what's available to rent down there, make some money, and come back.
You might have to talk to passenger Escobar.
Yeah. He surprised us here on this channel last night. He slipped in here, made a bit of a side slip, and the next moment he was sitting here next to us.
Very slippery character, he's that guy.
Yeah, but we love him nonetheless.
Oh, we do. We'd be lost without him.
Yeah, and we got some nice white powder from him. We had a bit of a party last night, I tell you. I went to bed.
You could say that.
Yeah, no, and you buggers had a hell of a party after I left. I mean,
Yes, we did.
Yeah, I mean, I was checking on Discord this morning, and you guys, man, I tell you what, this difference in time zone is not good for me. I was actually upset. I still wanted to talk to you about that one. How dare you have fun without me?
I was going to wait until after the stream.
Oh, okay. Yes, oh no, one could see you guys really lived it up last night, eh? Yeah.
It's just about 6 a.m. here.
Cool. Don't you sleep at night?
On the weekend sometimes.
Okay. Sometimes, okay.
No, I woke up at about, well, right before I came on, I woke up.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate it. Nice
Thank
having you here.
Hey, you ever notice with Escobar, he never orders Pepsi.
We'll have to talk to him about that.
I guess he's a Coke guy.
Yep. Yeah. That's for sure.
He's a vegetarian.
Mm. Yeah.
I think that's all they're asking for. They're just trying to check on a special meal.
Mm. Apparently, there was or there is an old lady that complains somewhere in the audio bird if mod. We asked him the other day, how do we trigger her, and he didn't want to tell us. Apparently it happens randomly. So whether there's really an old lady or whether they just lying, in terms of making a joke, making fun of or with me, I don't know. But I'm dying to find out if anybody's heard a lady complain that F mod.
I'm trying to think. I've heard something else, but I don't think.
That might be another melon story.
Oh, I don't know. Schematics was there. That's all that counts. If you guys ever get out of the Zebos and you go look at that air starter unit, just read the yellow sticker and then try and find the melon. It's
I was
two
gonna
different
say,
things
don't
now.
tell them where it is. Let them
No,
find
no.
it.
No. The melon they can find on their own, but do me a favor, just go read the yellow sticker. All the time I spent with that air starter unit there, tell you what, I felt like I made it myself.
That makes two of us.
Yeah, but it was fun. I loved it. I'm looking forward to this icing truck. Same thing.
I think it'd be cool if you taxied in inclement weather with your flaps down, get the ice buildup.
Yeah.
Retract your flaps.
I don't want to give away too much, but apparently there's going to be some code.
This airplane on floats would be ideal.
Can't you buy an add-on that actually gives you that? Or was that for P3D? I think that was for P3D or FSX.
Yeah, we have one of these that comes to our airport actually every couple of weeks.
Alright.
It's pretty bad. It's awesome.
And this is an Australian product, eh? It's made here in the Southern Hemisphere in Australia. Very nice little aircraft.
Cessna's building a new Caravan Kodiak killer, supposedly. Let's see.
A quick glance, it looks like a 208.
Yeah. It takes 3 or 4 or 5 passengers less, so it's slightly smaller. Oh, we're almost there.
It's a twin that they're gonna replace, called a sky carrier or something. It's a twin though. Oh, that was a nice landing.
Hey, for sure. Now that I've learned the trick of keeping the energy up, you know, you need to have speed to land this thing. Because once you get into ground effect, things change, you know, and if you don't have enough speed and energy to get you through that, it drops like bricks.
So you don't kill the power on the flare.
No. You can reduce it, but you cannot kill it. The moment you kill it, you die.
See how much money you made.
Yeah, we're gonna check now. Right, brake set. Let's just kill all these things.
I just read your sticker.
Oh, see, I was there.
But who's the cancer problem?
No,
Is it
that's just part of
is it
the
the
sticker.
asbestos, or is it just damn it, it's got an
I don't know. No, that's just a sticker. But um, the man was good enough to put our names on there because we supported him all the way. And that, my friends, is a day in the life of an FSEconmy pilot. Let's book our flight, get our money, and go to the bar. All right. There we go. That is. Oh, Armand has put some money in there. So I made about 12,000. He put 70,000 in there just now. So I made about 12,000. So we can then bank 80. There you go. Lovely, lovely, lovely. And those are the next assignments, which we are not going to worry about right now. This is the real world weather for the area. As you can see, it's rain and snow and everything in between. So that's why we didn't use real weather. We would not have gotten far.
Yeah, I was
Be a
wondering.
little bit more challenging.
Yeah. But guys, I thank you very much for joining me. It was awesome having you here. I need to run my credits and then finish off with you guys on Discord. Stay where you are.